Hillary Clinton's campaign under fire amid accusations that a top aide was overpaid by the State Department about $10,000. Huma Abedin is now vice chairwoman of Clinton's presidential campaign. She has contested the allegations of being improperly paid. Senator Charles Grassley of Iowa is the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, who has been asking for more information about another investigation looking into Huma Abedin. Welcome, sir. Great to have you here today.
Glad to be with you, Uma.
You know, what's at play right now is that there are real concerns that government rules were routinely bent to benefit Mrs. Clinton and her aides. And you sent letters to John Kerry and Huma Abedin saying that the Inspector General found, quote, a reasonable suspicion of a violation tied to theft of public money through time and attendance fraud and a conflict of interest with her overlapping employment at the time, since she was also working with the Clinton Foundation.
Well, I'm glad that you stated those two specific questions that we have. This is really a broader issue as far as I'm concerned, whether or not the State Department that is making use of a special program where the government can call on people outside of government to maybe work for the government part-time or full-time and still, in this case, be in a business of their own. Is this program operating the way it was intended to work, and this oversight of the program? This is just one example of concerns we have about this program, and we won't know whether or not law has been violated until the investigations are over. If the investigations are over right now, then it seems like the State Department ought to be able to respond to our questions that we have. They speak about some inaccuracy in my letters to them. If there's inaccurate information that I have, they can help us clear that up. We're willing to be corrected, but right now the whole idea is to oversee this program to make sure it's operating according to law, according to intent, and it's not being misused. And maybe this is just one example by Ms. Abedin that it's been misused.
You're also contending that this investigation has been hampered because you allege that lots of her communications were sent through Mrs. Clinton's private email server. What evidence, though, do you have to back that up?
Well, we have information that we get from whistleblowers, and that's where we get a lot of our information, and it seems like it has considerable credibility. But I suppose when we're raising questions about how the private email is handled, you get back to, was that the right thing to do in the first place? And that involves a bigger issue that a lot of other members of Congress are involved in, whether or not private server ought to be the right thing, not only for relationships between Ms. Abedin and Mrs. Clinton, but also whether or not classified information was within those emails as well. And that's a whole other investigation that I'm looking into.
Now, she is contesting these allegations and has formally looked for a review of the situation. She's denying any wrongdoing. If we could put up a statement up there for our viewers to see, that she says from her attorney that her attorney saying that she is widely known as one of the hardest working people in all of Washington during the nearly 2 decades that she was in public service. The IG report found a multitude of instances when she was working, even when she was on maternity leave, yet its central charge was that she owes back pay for work missed while on leave. It simply does not add up. That word from her attorney. And so your reaction to that, sir? Well,
my reaction is that this is something that can be worked out. We need to get through this. These are the questions we're asking, and we're just trying to get the basis of fact. But we are a country based upon law. Nobody questions whether she works hard or doesn't work hard. That's not the issue. The issue is whether or not this program that she's part of, and not just her by herself, but the entire program, is it working the way Congress intended to work?
How do you answer critics who say the Republicans are using this oversight rule to hurt Mrs. Clinton politically?
Well, I think that over a long period of time, my reputation for the 30 years that I've been in the United States Senate is that I'm very much take my constitutional responsibilities of oversight of the executive branch, and that goes to the constitutional role of the executive branch to faithfully execute the laws, spend money according to congressional intent. I've got a reputation, whether we've got Republican presidents or Democrat presidents, or Republican candidates or Democratic candidates, of being an equal opportunity overseer.
Senator Charles Grassley, great to see you, sir. Always nice to have you on board.
Thank you.